Okay, let me bring in Maanzo on this. Maanzo, did the members of parliament fail Kenyans?
Yes, in my thinking, they have failed Kenyans.
Okay.
You have to sit there, introduce amendments and debate them. I'm suspecting that they found themselves in a situation whereby it is obvious what is going to happen, and probably there was no need to waste time having information that the president gave stern directives when he made the parliamentary group and said, I want total loyalty from you, and directions are being given, from a different source. And therefore, Honorable Gangusha, all these are my very good friends and we have a lot of respect for each other, found himself in a very difficult situation just to rubber stamp. And if it is just rubber stamping, it's most unfortunate. Now, the history of this bill is that it had already been taken to court before. It was in the Constitutional Court. The courts found that the constitutional threshold was not met, public participation was not done, and some of the, when you introduce amendments or issues which were not there before, then you must go back to the public. And amendments had been snitched in the National Assembly. So we are doing round 2 now, having been to court, and Parliament having been directed what to do. And in fact, it was even acting against court orders, when they were preparing some of these things. So when it comes to Senate, we are going to look at it soberly. I have to represent the people of Makueni. I have to vote for it or against it, as a delegation for Makueni. And I'll be responsible enough to sit throughout. There's no time Makueni will be called or I'll be called to vote, and I'm not available, unless, for reasons beyond me. And therefore, that responsibility is important. There should have been enough headache to the government.
Correct.
There are many, many things which are wrong with this bill. And I can assure you this is not the system in Rwanda, where they're also building houses for the less privileged. When they remove them from a piece of land, they build the houses, and then they take them back. What happens here if you are removed from where you've been staying? These are so-called affordable houses that are not affordable for the poor people are done, then you never find yourself there. It is other rich people who, come back to occupy these houses. There are so many things unexplained about these, and what is happening, this is a big thuggery. It is theft of public funds and the failure to balance it across the country. There are still so many unconstitutional things, and I'll tell you one of them. First of all, not everybody is paying this levy equally. So if it is paying the levy, we must all pay equally. The moment you treat people differently, discriminatively, then that fails the constitutional test. The second one is that where have you shared this land across the 47 counties, and where are you building these houses in the 47 counties? In Makueni, we have no public land for this. In fact, the other day I was challenging the Permanent Secretary of Housing. We have houses in Makueni which were built for the government since 1990. Up to now, they have never been completed. When I was in the House, I will bring up a motion. They will allocate the budget. Then it will be removed the last minute. And then they will say, we have now gotten a contractor. Then the contractor will never go on ground. And those houses have never been completed. So why don't they first complete all those houses in Makueni, which have been pending for years? If there was anything serious going on right now, because we already have a budget, and this must also be appearing in every year's budget. So it must be something transparent. The truth of the matter is somebody is going to supply cement, somebody is going to supply rocks, somebody is going to supply building material, and they are going to pretend that they are creating jobs for the less privileged. The more you have taxed the middle class, then you now completely finish the hustlers. Because if the middle class cannot breathe, then the hustler will suffer more. If the middle class have no spare money to give Kibarua or a boda man, a ride, could pay for a ride, he has to walk because all the monies have been taken away by the government. And but we have no problem with taxation, so long as the money is working for the people. Now we have taxation. We don't know where the leakage is. There is no money in the country. The president is crying, and yet he has taken all the money from. Where is the money? If you tax us, let us see the money. Let us see it working. There are no roads being constructed. There are no houses being constructed. You know, when it comes to the health thing, it's another mess. So we have a mess after mess after mess. There is no president in the world, and there is no government in the world which has ever survived by overtaxing the middle class and by overtaxing his people. I am very sure, just as the president has said before, I want to repeat his word, and Isaiah 10, his day will come, because he has made bad laws. He has forced Parliament to make bad laws. They have made the people unhappy. They have made God unhappy. His day of wrath is coming, and you'll face the wrath of Kenyans. You saw what happened to the same MPs when they went to Naivasha. The people of Naivasha, who really voted for them, were shouting at them. They are blocking them. They were calling them thieves. This is what we are. We have become thieves, and we are mistreating the people of Kenya. And the people cannot bear it anymore. The only luck we had, God gave us rain. People have food. You can imagine if the famine continued, this country would have stalled to a halt. Okay. So the only way, if President Ruto is unable to run this nation, he should just resign.
Okay. I have to take a